Well, hello. Today's movie is the horror vampire movie 30 Days of Night. Barrow, Alaska is the northernmost city in the U.S. It is about to go through 30 straight days of night. Most of the residents leave for this event. A stranger arrives on a freighter and sabotages the communications and transportations of the town. This stranger is working for the vampires that have arrived to take advantage of the long night. The vampires attack and start to slaughter the residents and feed on them. The sheriff, his estranged wife, and a small group of survivors take shelter in an attic. During the blizzard, they manage to make it to the general store for supplies. They have to fight the vampires. One of the residents manages to kill a few with his snowplow. Eventually, though, at the end of the 30 days, the vampires will cover their tracks by setting fire to the town and make it look like an oil spill accident. The sheriff purposely injects himself with vampire blood to turn into one long enough to defeat the leader. So this movie was based on a comic book series by IDW, and it was filmed in New Zealand and starred Josh Hartnett and Melissa George in the main roles. And it was also produced by Sam Raimi, who was, guy responsible for the Evil Dead movies and the Hercules Xena and the first Spider-Man movies. And it was a mild success. I mean, it had a $30 million budget, made $75 million worldwide. And it also, spawned a book series. It spawned a sequel that was direct-to-video. I never thought that was a pretty decent sequel, too. And it also apparently spawned two short-lived little mini-series that was on some kind of obscure cable channel called FearNet, which I've never heard of and never watched, but I wouldn't mind seeing them. And, this is a really enjoyable movie. It really takes the vampire genre and gives it a whole new twist. There's no these kind of Twilight hunky vampires with glitter or whatever. These vampires are really scary. I mean, they're very animalistic, very inhuman, very merciless. They have dark eyes. They're ugly. These cover themselves with blood and don't seem to clean it up. And they, instead of these little fangs, they got this mouth like filled with really pointy shark teeth and that they just rip people's throats off with. And it's a very effective movie. It's scary. Like I said, it's filmed in New Zealand. Apparently, they have some areas in there that can look like the Arctic. And this is an enjoyable movie. I recommend this one, and I think the sequel is great. I'd like to check out the comic book series sometime. It's a good, solid though, vampire movie. It like I say, it's something unique. It takes a very different look to the vampires, and it's a good movie to check out. So if you've stuck with me this long, I thank you. You're a unique individual.